All right, it's 8:17 right now. Time to check in on the latest buzz in the entertainment world.
Liz and Mike from 105 The Buzz joining us live right now. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good
Oh, what is this, Emily? What do we have?
Oh, it has now been 0 days.
Oh, since we had to talk about the Will Smith slap.
We had a good run. We were doing pretty well there for a
6
while.
days.
No.
That's not
And
bad.
we made it like a whole week, which leading up to the Oscars is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, all right, back to zero because we're talking about Will Smith's reaction to Chris Rock's Netflix special.
Where he reacted to the slap.
Words were said.
Yeah, he allegedly is very embarrassed. So they're saying in the New York Post that he did not watch the special, nor did Jada, but they've seen the comments and that they feel embarrassed, that this was distasteful by Netflix to post it up there, and that Will apologize to Chris and would like him to just drop it. Now, I personally feel like Chris Rock's been pretty classy in this whole thing, that he didn't say much for an entire year. And I feel like once you slap somebody, it's fair game for them to talk about it whenever they want.
That's what I was going to say. It seems a little distasteful to get slapped in the face on national television at an awards show.
Live.
Right? If anything, Chris Rock handled this like an adult, a professional, made a boatload of money on it. And I'm pretty sure that statement that was written by Will Smith's camp came directly from Jada, because they went for Netflix in that too, if you call that. I mean, like, why are you even bothering? Let the man live. You embarrassed him. Now it's his turn to embarrass you.
He's also Chris Rock. He's a comedian.
Right.
Like, you think he's not
a comedian that made a joke.
Right.
All
like
colored at that.
But you think, I mean, he's one of the most successful comedians of our generation. You think when he does his next special, he's not going to talk about that? Would that be a little realistic?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw how mad he got with the 6 seconds worth of a joke on the Oscars. So imagine if he had sat through the entire Netflix special, he probably would have came in with a closed hand this time.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that he was not in the audience that night, Will Smith. But I watched it. I watched the special. I know you guys probably talked about it on Monday while I was
We did a little bit.
gone, but I watched it over the weekend, and I felt like he was really like Chris Rock was, he said everything he needed to say. It felt like he was kind of getting something off his chest there. It seemed kind of cathartic for him,
No, he totally did, and you gotta love it. And I love Will Smith too, don't get me wrong, but he is definitely in the wrong in this situation. And then I'm also reminded that he made too many Men in Blacks and Wild Wild West. So Chris Rock, you do.
I do like the point. Like, I'm not like anti Will Smith as a person. I want to like we had a moment that obviously most of us were disappointed in.
Yeah.
But as far as like Will Smith goes,
it wasn't a very jiggy move.
Yeah, and
he apologized, and we reported on
and we said no, don't.
Best Will Smith song ever in my go-to karaoke, and now whenever you bring that one out, people are like, "Ooh, too soon! Don't do that."
Too soon. But anyway, I just wanted to say that
at this point, like Will and Jada, really nothing needs to be said.
No, that's the thing.
I know
forget.
the world is asking
Let's
for
move
a
on.
reaction, but like,
honestly, I
just
think
move
the only
on.
thing that happens from here is his mommy sends him back to live with his auntie and uncle in Bel Air.
Oh, maybe
we could just keep going.
Well, I'm sure there will be some jokes this weekend too, and then maybe, hopefully, we can finally stop talking about it. We'll see.
One of these days.
I do want to talk about one of my favorite people on this planet, Pedro Pascal. His Starbucks order is going viral.
The internet is very worried because there's a TikTok video and they zoom in on his cup so that you can see what his order is. And I had to write it down because that's how legit this is. It is an iced quad espresso in a venti cup with extra ice and 6 shots of espresso, which is 384 milligrams of caffeine. 400 is the recommended number not to go over in a day, and it is the equivalent of 5 cups of coffee in his just one Starbucks cup.
My goodness.
That's a lot of caffeine.
I mean, now we know how he manages to film Last of Us and Star Wars.
He just doesn't sleep. He just keeps going.
And do everything.
Where the energy comes from. And the heart palpitations, I'm sure.
He's having a moment. Why not? Just keep going, Pedro Pascal. He's everywhere right now. I love this. And he's from Chile, so maybe it's part of his culture to drink espresso morning, noon, and night, like it is with my family over there in Italy. I just saw the Italian baseball team in the World Baseball Classic. They have an espresso machine in their dugout. it's socially acceptable in other parts of the world.
Yeah,
Always got to
Absolutely.
bring it back to sports, Mike. That's the only way you relate.
we could keep going, but we have about 10 seconds
I
until
will just
break.
say for the record, Pedro, I will order whatever coffee you like if you want to come have coffee with me. Just call me.
Just throw that one out
Let's
there.
go to Starbucks. Yeah.
Me
All
too.
Right.
Hey guys,
We'll see you
Have a great
Monday for some
weekend.
Oscars
friends.
chats. Have a good one.
You can always listen to Liz and Mike every weekday morning on 105.1 The Buzz. We'll be right back.